And one for you, John. Who in this current Arsenal squad would get into the Invincible squad? Who would get into the Invincible team out of this squad?
I would say Timber will get in there ahead of Lauren.
Good shout.
Let's try that. Hang on. On the internet. Yes, on my internet. It's very up and down, so I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sadly, we can, yeah.
Yeah, I would say Timber. Yeah. I mean, you could argue Raya over Lehman, possibly. Saka over Ljungberg, possibly. You know, Declan Rice, possibly over Silva.
Saka is
probably not. No, but Ljungberg's won trophies, so scored in cup finals, won finals. That's the thing. I mean, Saka is amazing, but until he wins me a league trophy, he's not Freddie Ljungberg. So, I mean, Rice could play alongside Vieira, couldn't he? That'd be very lovely. Saliba and Gabriel could be in there, let's be honest, yeah.
There's a question for you, Liam.
Vieira.
Rice or Vieira?
Rice or Vieira, Patrick Vieira.
Easy. Easy.
Vieira and Rice. I'm not answering that. Vieira and Rice. Sorry, Vieira and Rice.
Right, okay.
All day long. I can't answer that.
So you bottled it?
What I would say.
Well, I bottled it before. I bottled it before, though, because I was starting to talk about it and I could hear.
All day long.
Talking about it, and I thought.
Patrick Vieira, all day long.
I'd have. Jesus Christ. No, I'm having Vieira and Rice. I bottled it, mate. I bottled it. Vieira and Rice in that team. 100%. Do you know what? You could set up so many different formations, couldn't you? You could have Gilberto, Vieira and Rice.
Absolutely.
You could do whatever you wanted.
Absolutely.
If I was sitting there saying, if I had a team, and I said, like, if I looked across the two squads right now, I'd probably go for I'd still go for Lehman in goal because he's done it. Do you know what I mean? And like that season, he was unbelievable. Timber definitely right back over Lauren. I just think he's got more to his game. Ashley Cole, obviously left back still. Sol Campbell. I'm gonna have to go Gabriel. Sorry, Sol Campbell, Gabriel as the centre backs. I thought that's hard, but I just think left-handed side. I think for me, Gabriel is just unbelievable now. Like
he's a beast.
In the first couple of seasons, I had little faults with Gabriel, but now he's ironed them all out. He's become a leader in that team. And I actually think, when he's missing, it's more, you can see it more than when Saliba's missing now as such, you know what I mean? Because of that leadership component he brings. And he's just an animal, isn't he? He's a winner, mate. He's a winner who sadly not won anything yet because what I will say is I honestly believe if he was fit for that semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain, I think that could have been a different result and a different outcome. That's how highly I rate him. Ljungberg, I think, still, just because of what he's done. Perez, obviously, on the left. I'm going to go Vieira and Rice and Bergkamp and Omri.
Simple, isn't it?
I think that's
difficult to argue.
I think that.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, the thing is, look, the point is, it's not. Let's have this conversation on the 1st of June, right?
Yeah.
And see where we're at, right? Because I think this conversation is an amazing conversation. And when we do the show, I'd love to be involved in it. But let's get big ears and the silverware and whatever we're going to have and see, if we're lucky enough to get something and then have the conversation, because you can't have the conversation until it's done. It's like you can't figure out who the murderer is until the murder's happened. So so we've got to. There's no who done it yet because we don't know what's happened. So let's.
There we go.
Oh, you're back.
No, you're mate. It'd be interesting, though, won't it?
It'd be really interesting.
How that changed the whole complexity.
Totally, because and also you compare then the Champions League, then you compare the league, and you look at the other opposition. It's a fascinating how football has changed over those 20 years. And it's amazing, and it really has. And just to answer that question earlier about the injuries, right? Absolutely agree with everything you're saying, Andy. But also just to say, footballers play so much more football now as well, continually, right? And it's getting crazy, and I know a lot of people have talked about it, but nothing's being done about it. I mean, these fixtures over Christmas for lots of players. Look, if you're in the competitions, you've got to, that's the luxury of being in these competitions. But these are just normal men. They're not, but Bar Haaland, who's obviously a Terminator. These are normal human beings, right? And and that's what happens. And people get what I did hear from a very good friend of mine, Adam, who I think might be listening tonight. So Adam, big shout out you in Dubai. He was saying that he'd heard that the difference this year is that if players during games start to feel they get niggles, they get taken off straight away. And I think we've seen that in recent games where players were like suddenly, oh, he's off. It's like, turn him over. Let's get him off, right? He's got a niggle. Let's take him off. And we bring someone else on who's also amazing, right? And I think that's what's happening. But again, we are chasing it because some of these injuries have been so unlucky because they've been big injuries, like Jesus's and Havertz's and whatever. So, those ones weaken the squad. But again, we were lucky enough because we bought so well in the summer. If we hadn't bought so well in the summer, there's no way we'd be sitting here having these amazing conversations, and fair play to the board for doing that, having the investment and seeing that we suffered so much last year through the injuries because we got so close there last year on both fronts, which is amazing. So hopefully we can go deeper into both of them this year.